Have you found your electric bill rising and rising with no end in sight? My electric bill used to run over $200 year-round. There was even a month where it was nearly $700. If you find yourself in a similar situation, then this video is for you. In it, I share the ways that I have used to reduce my family's electric bill by nearly 30%. If you're new here, I'm Samantha, creator of The Frugal Mom Life, where I share money-saving, frugal tips that have helped my family of 5 live a more meaningful and happier life. We began implementing changes to reduce our electric bill in the April-May cycle of 2025, and we saw the results for that cycle when the bill came out in May of 2025. It was actually May 29th. That first bill that came out in May 29th, 2025, after we started implementing these tips, was $168.99. Now, comparing that to the previous year's bill, 2024's bill in May, that was $215.06. So just during that billing cycle, we saw a 21% reduction. And then that trend continued for the following months as well, because we continued doing these things to keep the bill low. In June, we had a 24% reduction. And then in July, it was an 18% reduction. And August, we saw our highest reduction, which was 28%. Now, I haven't yet gotten the September bill, but I do expect it to be lower than last year's bill. And how did we do this? Well, the first thing we started doing was hanging our laundry to dry. Now, when I started doing this, it wasn't quite warm enough or dry enough outside to hang the laundry outside. So what we did is we hung a clothesline across our laundry room. It's quite a big laundry room, 20 feet, maybe a few more than that long. So we were able to hang a couple of clotheslines through that, and then we hung our clothes on that instead of using the dryer. So I don't think we used the dryer very much at all during that May billing cycle. And then in June, the same thing. We did use it now and then to get the clothes all the way dry, because we had a fan blowing on the clothes, and that didn't always get them dry in a fast and sufficient manner, especially during the colder and wetter days. But in general, hanging the clothes up to dry did save us quite a bit in reducing our bill. The second thing we started doing is we limited the use of the oven. During the winter, we used the oven quite a bit because I like to use it to help heat up the house. So I will use it on the colder days and I will bake, but the oven does use a lot of electricity. So on the warmer days, instead of heating up the house and making the air conditioner work overtime, I won't use the oven on those days. That means I went nearly all summer without turning the oven on. And you may ask yourself, well, how did you not use your oven? Didn't you have to bake stuff? And yes, I did. I just got creative. Instead of baking stuff in the oven, I would use either my Instapot or the microwave. And for the items that really needed baked, because I made lasagna and meatloaf a few times, and I also made homemade pizza once or twice, I would stick those items in the air fryer. I have a few smaller dishes that fit right in the air fryer, and it made it perfect in baking those items. Another thing you could do to reduce your electric bill is lower your water heater temperature. Ours was already set to the lowest, safest temperature, but if yours is not, then you can definitely do this and see results in a reduction in your electric bill. Another tip that we've started doing is use your windows to your advantage. During the colder days, I would open the blinds and let the sun come in so that it warmed up the house. And then during the summer days, the hot days, I would close those blinds and not let any sunlight in because I didn't want the heat from the sun. I went so far as purchasing blockout blinds that went right over the window so that not as much sun came in. And this really saved money in our electric bill because we didn't have to run the air conditioners as much to cool down the house. And I will also add that we also used window fans on the hot days when it wasn't quite hot and it didn't stay hot throughout the night. We would try to avoid using the air conditioner during the day and then open the window and put a fan in to cool down the house at night. While there were still some hot days where the house got too hot and we'd still have to use the air conditioner, doing these tips definitely helped in reducing that electric bill. And another thing we did to reduce that bill was we started unplugging the items that were not in use. Things like the microwave and the toaster and the air fryer would all get unplugged until we needed to use them. We would just plug them in, use them, and then unplug them again. A lot of things like that will drain your electricity. They will still pull electricity when they're plugged in, even though they're not being used. I went so far as to get timers for our outlets so that I didn't have to unplug every single item in the house. I just plugged them into these timers and they would automatically shut off at certain times of the day, whatever I had programmed into them. So that is how I managed to reduce our electric bill by nearly 30% each month over the past few months. If you like this video, then please subscribe to the channel. It will help it reach other people, and then it will assure that you never miss a new episode. Thanks for watching.